Electoral bonds.
Yes, sir.
What has been the decision of the Supreme Court?
Why the Naxalism is losing their grip in LW area.
Tell me, what is the internal security challenges of Punjab?
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Aryan, what do you do as a management trainee with the Quality Council of India?
Sir, I was actually a part of the Swachhta Sarvation that is conducted by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And the Quality Council of India was conducting that survey on the behalf of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs.
Right. What do you normally assess?
Sir, the survey methodology is such that there are some on-ground assessors. They actually send us photographic evidences and we verify those evidences whether they are correctly taken or not.
You go to the spot?
We don't go to the spot. We stay in the back end and the surveyors, they collect the samples, evidences, and we verify those evidences whether they have been correctly taken or not.
What is the credibility ratio in this case?
Sir, it is good because we have been.
Let us say how do you assess it? In fact, or what are your estimation?
So I would say 100%.
100%.
Because sir,
I mean, this survey and you assess over here, right? And the credibility factor is 100%. Then I think there is no requirement of yours to be there. It's 100%. Just think about this issue. I just want to know. Anyhow. And what is this second rank AISSCE in district?
So that is 12th board examinations.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All India Senior Secondary Certificate Examination.
In the district, huh?
Yes, sir.
And very interesting project on use of carrot grass in nickel cadmium adsorption.
Yes, sir. Adsorption,
yeah.
Yeah.
What is this?
Sir, the carrot grass, that is also called Parthenium hysterophorus in its scientific terms. It is an actually invasive species. So it has a high reproductive and flowering potential that actually acts as a weed plant that actually takes away all the nutrients and water and everything from the potential crop that we have grown. So my project was centered around the effective utilization and effective removal of the Parthenium hysterophorus. And the nickel cadmium adsorption is one such effective utilization of that particular invasive species, that is Parthenium. So what we did in that case was we actually removed that Parthenium from the particular place where the crops have been grown. Then we sun dried that particular plant. Then we actually treated that plant with concentrated H2SO4 that gave us an activated charcoal.
Right.
Yeah, and then when that activated charcoal is mixed with the industrial effluent that contains large number of nickel and cadmium ions, that particular activated charcoal absorbs those nickel and cadmium ions.
So this you did in the year 2018?
No, sir, I did that project in 2015.
2015,
Yes,
while you were in school. I find you have done a Bachelor of Laws.
Yeah.
And that too, there is change in the university also.
Yes, sir.
Why do you have changed the university?
Sir, at that point of time, I gave both the entrances for the Delhi University and Punjab University as well. I could not succeed in Delhi University entrance exam.
I appreciate that.
Thanks.
I appreciate that. Now, there's a lot of what you call discussion going on about the role of the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Perhaps there are people who say the judges only enjoy vacation and do nothing else. What do you have to say about this?
Sir, I think the vacations, the rest from the work is everyone's right. So I think it is justified on parts of judges to take some vacations because we as students have been taking vacations since the school days. Even now we take the vacations. So I think the vacations are justified in this extreme heat.
Now let us, this recent controversy has been raised by whom?
Sir, can you give me a hint regarding
Sanjeev Sanyal? Know about Sanjeev Sanyal? Who is Sanjeev Sanyal?
I'm sorry, sir, I do not know about this, but I will read about it.
Right, doesn't matter. Now, let us go into the issue of electoral bonds.
Yes, sir.
What has been the decision of the Supreme Court?
So the Supreme Court has struck down the electoral bond scheme and it has deemed it as unconstitutional because sir, it took away the right from the citizens of right to know, right to information regarding, for example, sir, when a citizen votes, he exercises his conscious decision to whom to vote, and in that order, he has all the rights to know about the funding that he's funding to the party to which he is going to vote. In that case, it was unconstitutional. Also, sir, Supreme Court said while it was violating the right to information towards the citizen, it also had a clause of anonymity. But that anonymity clause did not apply to the government because it could anytime seek the data from SBI and know who has donated that particular party.
Are you aware of the elections going on?
Yes, sir, I am aware.
How has the voting been in the fifth phase?
So the voting compared to vis-a-vis last elections that were in 2019, the voting has seen a little drop. I would not say a significant drop, but it has been observed that there have been lower voter turnouts across all the constituencies.
Let us talk in terms of the phase 5 of the elections.
Yes, sir.
This will drop.
Yes, it has been dropped by 2%.
And phase 4?
It was dropped by 3 to 4%, sir.
And about the earlier 3 phases?
Sir, we have been seeing consistent decline in the voter turnout.
Decline. Why is the decline coming up?
Sir, in my opinion, the voter base, for example, in this Lok Sabha election, the voter base has increased. So due to the base effect, we have been seeing some little decline. Also, sir, there has been some urban apathy, I would say, because we see in the urban areas, the lifestyle is quite busy. People are working. And also, sir, I think the lack of perceived impact, because they think sometimes that the impact is not much in the ground. So that is why it has been low. Or also, sir, the population group between 18 to 22, 23, it has a lot of number of students and migrant laborers. So students sometimes go from rural areas to urban areas for their study purpose, and the migrant labor go for their job prospects. So in that case, we have been seeing some decline in this due to this.
Can you recount some decision of the Supreme Court pertaining to the right of a citizen for a purer environment?
Yes, sir. There have been numerous judgments regarding this, sir. Sir, I can't specifically recall, but I think, sir, there have been multiple cases. MC Mehta versus Union of India, the famous Kanpur tannery case. In that case,
In recent times?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm totally forgetting it. But
Right, thank you. So,
Aryan,
yes, sir.
India is having IT Act 2020. What was the necessity to have this kind of act in India?
Sir, since the IT revolution across the entire globe, India was also a leading country that participated in that race, and we have effectively incorporated a lot of information technology, computers, World Wide Web. So in that case, it was a need of the time to incorporate that IT Act.
What are the major guidelines of this act?
As far as legal aspect of the IT Act is concerned, IT Act has rendered a lot of electronic evidences that to be incorporated in the regular judicial proceedings. And sir, for example, sir, sometimes we send notices. The court sends notices to accused and the petitioners or the respondents. So in that case, for example, sir, email are also considered to be a deemed notice. So that is what I can recall at this point of time.
So many digital evidence.
Yes, sir,
has
digital
been taken
evidence.
out.
Yes.
Why the Naxalism is losing their grip in LW area?
So can you please repeat the question, sir?
Naxalism is losing grip over many states nowadays.
Sir, I think the
What is the reason?
effective policies of the government, sir. See, our government have been fighting the Naxalism on both the fronts, softer front and the harder front as well. Softer fronts will include the filling up the administrative and governance deficits that exist in the Naxalism areas, and providing them with the basic amenities such as infrastructure, education opportunities, and giving them a little bit of autonomy in the form of forest rights, etc., etc. And the hard lines, sir, I would say the effective use of the central armed police forces and the state police forces to have the armed against the armed struggle posed by the Naxalists.
Okay, what is the sleeper cell? Have you heard about that? Term used in.
Yes, sir, I have heard about sleeper cell.
what
Sir,
is
mostly, sir, I have associated this term in the connotation with the suicide bombing.
Mhm.
Sleeper cell is can be described as, sir, a person who has been brainwashed or radicalized by a particular ideology to the extent that he is willing to sacrifice his own life in order to fulfill some extremist agenda.
Where does they live?
Sorry, sir.
कहाँ रहते हैं वो?
Sir, I live in Singhpur village of Satna district of
No,
Madhya
no,
Pradesh.
not you. About the sleeper cells. So, what is the overground support?
Overground support.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this.
Okay. So, please tell me your opinion about the removal of Article 370 from jail.
Sir, the legal aspect of it or the general?
General.
Sir, I think it has been a wonderful decision by the government. It was a long-standing demand, and it was also needed to bring the Jammu and Kashmir into the mainstream society as well. Because, sir, we can see the instances of militancy going down significantly. We can also witness the recent example of higher voter turnout compared to last elections as well. So I think the people have been very receptive about this, and sir, it was a good decision in my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Aryan,
Yes,
can you
sir.
tell me what is the work of Quality Council of India?
Sir, Quality Council of India happens to be an autonomous body, but it comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It basically provides the accreditation to various bodies, such as, sir, it has 4 boards. Sir, the first one being NABET, NABET, National Accreditation Board for Education and Training Institutes, and same thing is there for laboratories, hospitals, and it is another board for quality promotion. So it gives the accreditation to the various bodies. Sir, for example, NABET will give institution to the accreditation to the any educational institution, for example, any school, any college, or any training institute. The same goes with the NABH, that will give accreditation to the hospitals or clinics.
Which of the cleanest city according to means like Swachh Sarvekshan Urban or maybe report 2023?
So the Indore has bagged the first position, followed by Surat in the second position.
Or maybe jointly, or is the first or second is?
Sir, it is joint, but
And what is the status of your district, Satna?
Sir, Satna is not in the top 100.
Not in the top 100?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
You played football as well. What happened recently in Europa League matches?
Sir, Europa League or Champions League?
Europa League.
Sir, I do not follow Europa League. I totally follow Champions League.
Okay, fine. Have you aware of that? What happened last evening in that IPL?
Yes, sir. Sir, RCB lost to Rajasthan Royals by 4 wickets.
And what is the status now for that final?
So there is qualifier 2, which is yet to be played. It will be played between the Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals. So whichever team wins will play Kolkata Knight Riders in the final of the IPL.
What are the new rules has been introduced in that IPL in this year, in this edition?
So there is the impact player rule, but it was introduced last season
I'm
as
talking
well.
about this year.
Sir, in this season, I think, sir, one rule with regards to the timeline of the batter coming to the crease when another batsman gets out is there. Where in T20 it is within 90 seconds the new batsman must come within the popping crease. And sir, I'm not aware of the second.
What are the provision mentioned in the for that international peace and security in Indian Constitution?
Sir, one of the provisions that I can recall is that the center can frame laws with regards to any treaty or any law that fosters the international peace, and the states will have to comply with that law. As far as I can remember this, sir.
Where you have done this law degree, bachelor of which college?
Sir, I have done this from Punjab University, Department of Laws, Punjab University.
Okay, fine. Then tell me, what is the internal security challenges of Punjab?
So the first and foremost, I would say the trans-border migration is still there in Punjab, and the the smuggling of drugs and arms, both with the help of the persons and with the help of the drones, is also there. And the over consumption of drug among the youth of the Punjab is also there, sir. So these are the three main challenges I can recall.
Then tell me, what is the law for the common man people who want to use that drone?
Sir, I cannot recall at that moment.
What is Operation Blue Star?
Sir, Operation Blue Star was conducted in 1984 when the famous Khalistani sympathizer Mr. Bhindranwala was killed in that particular operation by the Indian security forces, which was conducted at the Amritsar, in Golden Temple, Amritsar.
Recently, couple of days back, Supreme Court has ordered to Manipur government about the student or maybe aspirant who are appearing for 2024 civil services examination. Are you aware of that? What they have?
Yes, sir. In this regard, I remember the Supreme Court, not Supreme Court, sir, but UPSC has recently notified a notification that they can opt for the changes in their examination centers with regards to the UPSC preliminary examinations.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Aryan, our interaction with you is over. We'll give you some feedback.
Aryan, your answers regarding the internal security related things, you have to structure your answer. Need to improve the knowledge on that. Okay. About the terrorism and the sleeper cell, overground support, the LWE and all. So these questions may be asked from in the internal security. And when I was asking about the 370, your opinion over 370 removed from the JNK, it should be little more of point wise.
So do I have to cover the negative aspects as well?
No,
Okay.
positive aspect.
Sure.
The rest is okay.
Aryan,
Yes, sir.
this cleanest city, obviously you have given your answer right, but in your district that has been dropped down from 64 to 91. That rank of your city, Satna, that district. Number one. Number two, that you have given the answers for RR plus RCB versus RCB correctly.
Yes.
And that international peace and security, it has been mentioned in the Article 51.
Yes.
And that warned to that election commission by to the two national parties
Okay.
related to that religion and some caste type advocate means like promotions in the rallies
Okay.
just to avoid, and given warning to the both the party chief like Kharge and Gaddaji.
Sure. Sir, actually I was traveling one night before, so I could not read the newspaper.
Okay, fine. And then Supreme Court order to that students who are aspiring for this year that related to that traveling allowances increase from 1,000 to 3,000, that FPIL has been filed in Supreme Court.
When is the interview?
Sir, it is on 29th of May.
29th. And do you read newspaper regularly?
Sir, unfortunately, sir, I live in a village, so we do not have a regular supply of English newspaper.
I think you're in a village.
Yeah.
But
So
do you have the apps?
sir, I rely on the YouTube.
For the next, again, you're going to go back to the village? Na?
No, sir, I'm staying till 29th.
29. So now you got access to newspaper.
Yes, sir.
Kindly read it
Sure.
properly and carefully.
Sure.
Otherwise, the deficit is so evident, in fact,
True, sir. I
Right?
agree.
So that is one area. And 29th means today 23rd. So you got another 6 days with you. So you got all the time in the world, not an issue at all. And also try to concentrate on the national, international arena,
Sure.
right? National, a lot of what you call debates are going on. Elections going on, debates are going on. So try to appreciate what is going on, right? Not that they are going to engage you on that, but be prepared to get some questions from that,
Sure. Sir.
including what is being done. Like he also asked you about the implementation of the model code of conduct, or I was asking you about the percentage of voting. So you're not getting the facts correct. That is the problem, basically. So you got to sit down and do it properly, right? What you are working on, very nice. Quality Council of India, and then of course you were able to answer it pretty well. And it also training. In fact, training is a very interesting issue. And they can always ask you, because your first choice is the CISF,
Yes, sir.
and the last choice is the BSF.
No, sir. It's CRPF.
CRPF, right? Doesn't really matter, but then of course they can always ask you as to why you want to join the CISF.
Sure.
Or alternatively, they can also ask you your grounding in laws, in law at least, and even as a management trainee in what you call in standards, what you call the Quality Council of India.
Yes, sir.
How is it going to be of advantage
Sure.
in the profession that you're going to join? So these are the issues that they are going to normally ask you, and we do expect you to perform well. You're articulate, you have ideas, but at the same time you got to supplement your ideas with a lot of facts and figures.
Sure, sir.
I'm not expecting that you have to ram into them with a lot of facts and figures, but you must have the datas with you. Once you have the datas with you, it becomes very easy to form an opinion.
Okay.
And reading of newspaper, I essentially feel it's a must.
Sure, sir.
And since you are from the law background, so that's why the Supreme Court rulings, a lot of controversy have been created these days. I've not said that, the discussions, in fact, So, and then of course, the judges are responding actually. I never thought that the judges shall respond. I mean, there's another school of thought which says that the judges do not respond at all. But the entire thing is shifting. In fact, the judges are giving a reason as to why they are responding. So anyhow, once you see the debate, once you see the assertion, once you see what the judges are proclaiming, what other people are saying, okay, we need judicial reforms, as we need reforms everywhere else.
Sure.
But just to slander any organ of the government, perhaps there are issues involved. We are all growing up. We are all improving. It's not that we are not improving. India is developing.
True.
India is shining,
Sure.
It takes time. So keep that in mind.
Agree.
Right? Anything that you'd like to ask us?
Sir, I would ask about two things.
Yeah.
Sir, first one being my communication skills. There have been some stammering or
Not at all. Nothing.
using a lot of ifs and
No,
buts.
no. See, the problem with you is because you don't have the facts with you.
Okay, sir.
Problem is that you don't have the facts with you. Sir asked you a lot of questions on internal security, and so did he.
Yes.
About cricket, about matches and games, etc.
Yes.
And your answers were not to our expectations. We don't expect you to know each and everything, but at least we expect you to be knowing things about which you have mentioned in your DAF.
So were there a lot of I don't knows? So were there a lot of I don't knows from my side?
It's not a question I don't know, but we do expect कि थोड़ा तो जानेगा ही बैठ करके ना.
Of course, sir. I did.
I don't expect you to be an expert in whatever you have done, but whatever you mention in your DAF, we'll certainly like to quiz you on that.
Sure, sir.
And to find out whether what you have written has got some merits or not. Or alternatively, how do you apply your joining a certain thing or doing a certain activity? How does it lead? How does it make you live a more complete life?
True, sir. And
Right?
the second one, sir.
Please.
Sir, was I looking a little nervous?
No, not at all. नॉर्मल है, उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. आप जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, आप थोड़ा अखबार पढ़ो ना,
Okay, sir.
और थोड़ा सा कुछ पॉइंट्स को लिख लीजिए बैठ करके, जो बुलेट पॉइंट बना लो.
जैसे लॉ के बारे में
30-40 टॉपिक्स बनेंगे, 40 टॉपिक्स बनेंगे. You got 6-7 days with you. It's not an uphill task. You made a very honest admission that perhaps because of whatever you're doing at this point of time, you're large in the village, in fact, Probably did not have any access. But then, of course, in the modern times, everything is available in the app. You can even purchase one of the, so that you get the full.
E-newspaper is available.
E-newspaper is there, but then only that, what you call the headlines are there. So once you make a payment of 1,300 or 2,000 rupees, you take a subscription at this point of time.
Okay.
And on the 31st you mentioned,
29th.
what time is the interview?
Sir, in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
Yeah.
तो उसमें पढ़ के जाइएगा बेटा अखबार.
Sure, sir. Sure. I will make sure of it, sir.
Yeah. So that is what we expect to do. You are a good candidate.
Thank you, sir.
But then of course you have to prove yourself also.
Sir, I have
And you got impeccable record also, 9.8 out of 10, 95.2, then 8.62. Even in your LLB you got 76.33.
70.3.
It doesn't matter.
Sir, one more question I have. Sir, I was a little confused, sir, because I have been recently selected as Deputy Field Officer in Cabinet Secretariat as well.
Wonderful.
So, sir, should I mention it?
No. What you should do is, let us say, what have you been doing now since 2023?
23, sir.
Or maybe since 2019?
Yeah.
To mention, क्या खराबी है? कुछ नहीं है. It's always good to mention. But that is a group C.
सर आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि अगर मैं ये बता देता हूँ तो शायद उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशंस और बढ़ सकती हैं फिर.
नहीं, see, that is an added feather in your cap. It's not a question of expectation. You have been selected, that's all. See, the board will always appreciate a candidate who is able to prove his worth.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's not get into whether it's a category C or a category D or a category B or a category A. The board feels delighted if it sees a candidate who wants to go ahead in life.
Sure.
Whether you succeed or not is a different issue altogether. It's a competition, you know.
True.
You would have done fantastically well. There could be persons who would have done a bit better than you.
Yeah, sure.
And it's a neck-to-neck competition. But say if you have made something, and let us say, what are we doing after this? You tell them. Okay, so you must tell them. Don't suppress information. It doesn't lead you anywhere. Right?
Thank
Anything
you.
else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Do well, huh?
Thank you so much.